And yo, one day, Jesus was looking out at the masses, and he was moved with compassion because he saw the people were with no direction. And in this modern day Babylon, the Lord is still looking and still searching for scattered sheep.
Kids in New York City, that's the main thing that I love being in this city. It's a privilege to live here. They're real. They don't want you to come with stories or like an approach, hey, let me ask you what's your favorite movie or whatever. They just want to know why you're in their face. And I like to be that way because I got a message to bring to them and they just want to know what I'm all about.
I don't believe in nothing. Just keep it real.
It's tough. They don't see the hope that you're bringing to them as a reality because of the things that are in your face. It's like you can have a great conversation with somebody. Right now, 5 minutes later, they're getting into a fight across the street. The biggest thing is for them to have a purpose in their life. Like, they could go play basketball and come back from the park, but they're still dealing with their situation at home and their broken homes and the society that they live in. You still got drug dealers in the corner. And it's like these kids feel like there's no reason of living. And I think my job is to, you know, really influence these kids and let them know that there's an ear that's actually listening to their needs.
You know, Johnny, I think, is one of the most dynamic young leaders that I've seen in a long time. He's so in love with God.
I had the privilege of being with him one afternoon at his school. There were a bunch of students hanging out outside. They were gangbangers. And Johnny, to me, that afternoon demonstrated some of the most proficient evangelism skills I've ever witnessed to a young person. It was a very tough crowd, but at the end, he had all 8 of them praying out loud to receive Christ with him. He knows the street, he knows the language, he knows the hearts of kids. And he has a unique ability to penetrate that veil that students have and begin to get into their lives in a real sense. And he is a dynamic tool in the hands of God in the city.
Being a ministry at a young age is awesome. It's fun. It's challenging. 8th Avenue and Sunset Park is very diverse, different cultures and everything. As we walk on 8th Avenue, this whole avenue right here is all Chinese and Asians. And this is like right here, this is 8th Avenue. So from 8th Avenue to the lower numbers, it's all Hispanics. And that's the people we work with the most in telecommunications. But then when you come here, like 10 avenues down from here on, it's all Hasidic Jews. So you got Jews, you got Chinese, you got Hispanic, then there's a Polish store over here, and there's a whole bunch of cultures mixed in one big place. That's where we have our church, and this is where we do ministry.
I met Johnny as just somebody that everybody was telling me about. He's like, oh, he's just this kid that preaches, that God uses him amazing and stuff. I was like, whatever, I didn't care. So he came and he approached me, he was like, yo, he was telling me that God has a purpose for you. And he said, I'm telling you this because one day you're going to be in the same position that I am, ministering to somebody else. And to see that come to life now, because I've done it, I stand in the corner and I preach to kids. I had long hair, braids, earrings, thinking I was gangsta and everything like that. Now God changed me, I'm no longer that image. But I'm just trying to go out there and change the world for Christ.
How do you pay your bills? Where's your money come from?
Well, God. I got a job over on Wall Street. And they're telling me, drop out of college, you make the money you want to make, and you're 21. And I felt like Jesus wasn't backing me, and he said to me, represent me. And I just looked at the guy in the eye, and I asked him a challenging question. I said, no disrespect, but when you were young, did you want to make $1 million? And he looks at me and he says, well, yeah, what's your point? I'm like, the point is you probably did make it, but you're still working here, and you're not happy. Success to me is not how much money I can make, but it's how many lives I can influence for God. A couple of months later in August, I meet Debbie Tay, you know, in the King's College, just walking around, hey. Just share the same type of story I'm sharing with you guys now. And they gave me an intern application. They told me you could raise support and trust God, you know, to provide finances for you. And that's what I've been doing for the past year. It's awesome.
When Johnny was young, did you think he would get into ministry or was it a surprise?
Todo siempre. Siempre sabía que iba a ser.
He always knew from the very beginning.
Desde pequeño.
I'll be in ministry.
Desde pequeño.
Since he was a kid.